Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay. Well, let's learn English together. Bing, bong, bong, bing, badonga. Okay, we're back. And it's still very much like Christmas here in the studio. Now, in our last lesson together, we learned about the Benchfield family, didn't we? We heard what happened when they went Christmas shopping. John bought a book for Granny Taylor and a tie with skulls on for Grandpa Taylor. Tim bought a pair of gloves for Granny Benchfield and a woolly hat for Grandpa Benchfield. Tim bought a present for his sister Doreen too. Elizabeth bought a present for her mum and dad and a present for Tim. We don't know what the presents are. Elizabeth wants it to be a surprise. We know that Doreen bought a present for her sister Elizabeth, and she also bought something for her brother John. Okay, well that was yesterday. Today we're going to learn something different. Today we're going to learn a recipe. What was that, Gav? I said we're going to learn a recipe. Wow! What's a recipe? A recipe is a list of instructions which tell you how to prepare some food, a specific dish. Okay, back to the recipe. Great. Now, the first thing we do with a recipe is look at what ingredients we need. What do we need to make it? Well, this is a recipe for gingerbread men, and the ingredients we need are the following. Ingredients: 350 g of plain flour plus extra for rolling, 1 tsp of bicarbonate of soda, 2 tsp ground ginger, 1 tsp ground cinnamon, 125 g of butter, 175 g soft brown sugar, 1 free-range egg, 4 tsp golden syrup. Okay, OJ, Frank Drebin. So, a list of ingredients we need to make gingerbread men. So, let's have a look at the first ingredient. 350 g of plain flour. Okay, what's 350 g? Well, what do you think? kg means kilograms. G means grams. So, we need 350 grams of plain flour. What's flour? Well, flour is the white powder we use to make bread. What's plain flour? I have absolutely no idea. To me, flour is flour. Okay, what's next? 1 tsp of bicarbonate of soda. Eh? Well, bicarbonate of soda is easy. But what, by the blue underpants of Batman, is a tsp when it's at home? Well, tsp is short for something. It's short for teaspoon. And what's a teaspoon, Gav? Well, a teaspoon is a small spoon you use to stir your tea or coffee. Okay, so we know how much we need of the next ingredient, 1 teaspoon. But what is the next ingredient? Ground ginger. Well, ginger is gjörnbér in Hungarian. But what does ground mean? Well, when we make coffee, we take coffee beans and grind them. Then, when we have ground coffee, we can add water and make a cup of coffee. So to grind something is to turn it into very small pieces or powder by crushing it. Now, we need some ground cinnamon. Okay, we know that it's a powder or very small pieces, but what's cinnamon? Cinnamon is the dried bark of a tree. Any ideas? That's right, cinnamon in English is fahé in Hungarian. Okay, now the next ingredient is simple. 125 grams of butter. Easy, butter is voy. Then we need 170 grams of soft brown sugar. Okay, we know that brown is a color, and we know that we put sugar into our coffee to make it sweeter. So, brown sugar is barna cukor. Simple pimple. But hang on, soft brown sugar. Why soft? Sugar isn't hard, is it? No. So why do we need soft brown sugar? I don't know and I don't care. Forget that bit, it's not important. Right, and on we go. Now, what do we need next? One free-range egg. Okay, what's an egg? Most mornings, I have an omelette. I make the omelette from eggs. My wife likes fried eggs. Okay, so we know what an egg is, but what's a free-range egg? Well, a free-range egg is an egg from a chicken that lives on a very nice farm, where the chickens play volleyball and tennis every afternoon and have a massage before they go to bed. In Hungary, a free-range egg is stamped with a 0. Okay, so one egg from a very happy chicken. Check! And the last ingredient, 4 tzb of golden syrup. Okay, we know what a tzp is, but what's a tzbst? Well, this is also short for an English word. Tzbst is short for tablespoon. Oh, and what's a tablespoon? Well, a tablespoon is the spoon you use to eat soup, a normal size spoon. Okay, so only one mystery remains. What's golden syrup? Well, golden syrup is a type of syrup which is golden in color. It's very viscous, very sweet, and it's made of molasses. Okay, what's the method we use to make gingerbread men? Okay, well this is the method. First, we sift the flour, bicarbonate of soda, ginger, and cinnamon together into a large bowl. Okay, well, that's sort of okay, but what's sift? Well, when we sift something, we put it through a sieve to remove pieces which are too large. Okay, fine, but what's a sieve? A sieve is a piece of kitchen equipment. It has a plastic or metal mesh so that small things go through, but larger things don't. So we sifted, a regular verb, all the dry ingredients into a bowl. Now what? Okay, next we add the butter and blend everything together until the mix looks like breadcrumbs. Okay, well, that seems simple enough, doesn't it? But we know the verb to add, okay, so we add the butter to the mix. We put the butter into the other ingredients. Fine, and then we blend everything together. Now to blend everything together, we use a food mixer, an electrical machine for mixing food. Okay, so we use the food mixer to mix the ingredients together. Fine, and we stop when the ingredients look like breadcrumbs. Okay, now what are breadcrumbs? Well, if I take a piece of bread and rub it between my hands, it turns into breadcrumbs. When I eat a sandwich or a biscuit or a piece of cake, crumbs fall down from my mouth. What's on the plate after I eat something dry, those are crumbs. After I finish my sandwich, I collect the crumbs and throw them out of the window so the birds can have something for lunch. Okay, now when the mixture looks like breadcrumbs, we stir in the sugar. Fine, to stir means that we do this with a spoon. When I have a coffee, I add sugar and then stir my coffee with a teaspoon. Okay, what's next? Well, we have to beat the egg and golden syrup together. Add this to the other mixture and then blend it all with the mixer. So, we beat the egg. What does that mean? Well, to beat an egg is to hit the egg with a fork or a whisk. Okay, so back to the recipe. Now, when everything is in one big blob, then we tip the dough out. The dough is the mixture which will turn into what we're baking. We can have dough to make a cake, dough to make gingerbread, or dough to make bread. Dough is just a mix of flour and liquid, really. Anyway, we tip the dough out and knead it. We knead the dough. We work it about with our hands to make it smoother. When the dough is smooth, wrap it in cling film and put it into the fridge for 15 minutes. Cling film is transparent plastic foil we use to cover food. Right, now what? Okay, heat the oven to 180 degrees or gas mark 5. Easy. Turn the oven on. Now, line 2 baking trays with baking paper. Simple. We take 2 baking trays and put some baking paper on them. Easy. Now, take the dough and, using a rolling pin, roll it out to 0.5 centimeters thick. Okay, a rolling pin is a piece of wood we use to make dough flatter. And now what? Well, now we have to cut the dough into shapes, like the shape of a man. Simple. And then into the oven. We bake the gingerbread men for 12 to 15 minutes until they're a golden brown colour. Then we take them out of the oven and leave them for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, transfer them to a wire rack to cool. When they're cool, we can decorate them and then gobble, 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 gobble. Well, that's all we have time for today. The lesson has come to an end. You've been watching me, Gav Duncan, on M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. Next lesson, we'll have some more Christmas English. I'm not Santa Claus, and I'm not Will Ferrell. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you later for some more English Christmas fun. See you later. Bye.